Hello, America. This is Gus out here in Washington. This video and some to come are for all of you. They are also for our state senators, congressmen, the President of the United States, Barack Obama, who will understand what I'm talking about and will continue to talk about. For you national senators and congressmen who control our laws. For you doctors out there who compound the problem. This is Disabled in America. Wheelchair access, parking. If we can't get from our homes to a parking spot, we stay home. How many of you see wheelchairs out there in your shopping malls and your stores every day? A couple here, a couple there. There's 100 times that many people that are at home that have, first off, no money to buy all the needs of what they need to get out of the house. And let me show you, I'm going to show you something here when I get it out of my wheelchair where it's stuck. Or maybe I'm not, I don't know. Yep. Okay. Just carrying something around, it's a pain in the butt. See this? This is called a picker-upper. See that? Picker-upper. You know, you've seen them advertised on TV, whatever. $28 at a medical supply store. Costco, $7.99. Get the picture? Everything we need is 10 times the expense. My wheelchair is $28,000. Insurance paid for it. What if I didn't have insurance? Okay, enough of that. We'll talk more about that and the cost. Okay, but first off, talk about wheelchair access. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, I see people parking in disabled parking all the time and they walk into the store. Yeah, they do. And you think that doesn't bother us. But some of them are disabled. They can't walk all those extra feet. And I'm giving that a lot of latitude there because it's frosting a lot of people's butts when they see that, both the disabled community and the normies. Because you're going, wait a minute, why do you people need all this help? I mean, most disabled people we see are walking just fine. Well, here's the caveat, folks. If your doctor will issue you a disabled placard, you're good to go. So, and I've heard people say to me, well, my friend got a disabled placard, they got a busted thumb. What's that got to do with it? Yeah, well, folks, what's that got to do with it? We need changes in America just to keep the placards from coming out onto the street for people that really don't need them. We in wheelchairs need, you know, you ever see that striped area next to a wheelchair ramp, the narrow one and then the wide one? Hey, I need 8 foot to the side of my van to park. Where's that little note I got the other day? Here's what I get okay, if I can't get a disabled parking spot wide enough to unload my wheelchair, I got to take up 2 car spots. I don't like doing that. I certainly don't like doing it close to a store. But I usually do it out in the parking lot. But I had to do it the other day, and it was right up in the front where all the people walk by. Came out, and here's a note was on my windshield. I hope you have a good reason for parking like this, and that you are not just rude. Well, whoever wrote this note on my door, I got disabled plates. I got the sign on the side that I need ramp space, and it says Braun disabled thing on the side there. Being rude. You're the rude one, but we get this all the time. When I first moved to the state of Washington, a guy was parked in a disabled spot, didn't need it, smoking a cigarette, waiting. I said, sir, I need that disabled parking spot. And he looked at me and said, what's it to you? I says, I need the spot. I need to unload my baggage. If you were more of a man, I'd get out of this car and kick your M&F-ing ass. Well, folks, you know me, I'm an in-your-face kind of guy. Come on, dude, I said, get out of the car and take a punch. Come on, hit me. Do whatever you want to do. I said, I'll own your ass. Well, we bantered back and forth and he eventually left. Okay, I didn't know my rights then. First, for you disabled people out there and you see the abuses, you normies out there that see the abuses, you see somebody, you see a construction site truck come in there and the guy bounces out and he doesn't have disabled plates. One thing to do and one thing only. It shouldn't be this way, but here's what you got to do. You got to call 911. Folks, for anything nowadays, you have no access to police departments for anything. You get phone, you get lines. But when you call 911, you say non-emergency disabled parking violation, or just say non-emergency, and they'll say, what's your problem? I have a disabled parking violation. They'll either take the information or they will pass it on to the people that handle parking violations. Most cities have somebody that goes around. Or they will, in some cases, very rarely, say, well, here's a number you need to call for that. But it's a non-emergency call. The people on the other end understand that, and you will be taken care of because you have no other recourse. You can get in the person's face, you can go into the store, ain't gonna do you much good. Now, I do stuff like that. That's my job. I see somebody parking there. I say, you're violating the law here. You need to move or I'm going to get you ticketed. And they move or they get mad and whatever. But in any case, okay, call the police. Okay, you call the police and sometimes they'll show up, sometimes they won't. Not everybody that breaks all the laws out there gets caught for everything. So it's not a perfect world. But yes, that's what you can do instead of just getting mad about it and moving on. Most of them don't get caught. They'll be going out of the store before the police can even respond. They have better things to do, folks. I do realize that. But that's your right. That is your right as a disabled person and as a citizen who could become disabled at any time. Remember that, folks. We are not disabled people. We are people that happen to have a disability or are handicapped or physically challenged, whatever you want to call it, politically correct. This can be you or your wife or your husband or your child or your mother, the father, or a friend any day. You can become paralyzed. You can get MS. You can get MD. You can get Parkinson's disease. You want a list out there? I used to go around in the scooter to golf tournaments. I used to have people come up to, oh, I wish I had one of those. I said, oh yeah, what would you like to go along with it? Heart attack, stroke, amputee, MS, MD, your choice. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. See the insensitivities out there, but I take that kind of in stride and it then helps. I've had many neighbors come to me over the years and say, God, I'm glad you complained about disabled parking and let us know. I got a neighbor that uses somebody else's placard all the time. Where am I? I'm at 8:27 on this one, folks. I got to cut it short, go on to the next thing. But anyhow, we need access. We need laws changed. We need less placards being issued to people that don't need it. We need identification on the placards is what we need. Or we who are in wheelchairs need disabled parking that's further away. We don't need in a wheelchair to be close. We need access. Give us access, America. Give us access. Give us respect. We are just like you. We just happen to be walking a little differently. And we save on shoes. Bye now. Gus and Nordine. Have a good day. Bye.